This, the 50th meeting between these two old foes. How do you characterize it? It's hard. I suppose if your roots are Southern, you can call it three whoopies and a hot damn. The Iron Bowl, they call it here. I think that's because there's so much scrap iron left when it's over. The weather has turned glorious for the ball game. The rain has gone away. The temperature 68 degrees, a very mild little breeze. Couldn't be better as Auburn gets ready to receive Alabama's kick. Brent Fullwood is the primary return man for the Auburn Tigers, a 200-pound junior. And Van Tiffin will kick it off for Alabama. He is a junior out of Red Bay, Alabama. Legion Field is stocked. It is the most partisan example of football fever you could ever hope to see. Allegedly, it's split down the middle. Auburn folks still think they feel like the visitor when they come here, but the tickets are supposedly split, and they're both in good form today because you haven't been able to hear anything here for an hour. And Tiffin's kick shows the adrenaline that is flowing as he drives it back into the end zone and no return. With Pat Washington coming out, the starting quarterback for the Tigers. He is a senior. Bo Jackson is the tailback, the celebrated Bo. He's had some great days against Bama. Tommy Agee is a fine fullback for them. Ron Middleton, 6'2", 240, is an H-back, blocker much of the time. Freddie Weigand is a sophomore wide receiver. And that red hair and freckle face sometimes don't tell you what he is a specialist at. And that's simply outrunning people. He can fly. From the 20 comes the Tigers with Ben Tamburello over the ball. Auburn in the dark shirts, the first snap of the 50th meeting between these teams, and it's no mystery who gets it. Bo Jackson will pick up a yard. The tight end is Jeff Park, 6'4", 235. Steve Wallace, a tackle, 6'6", 265. Jeff Lott at guard, 6'1", 275. Tamburello, the center, 6'7", 270. Jan Cowart is 6'1", 235 at guard, and Stacy Searle, 6'5", and 265. That's a pro-size front. Second down and 9. This time it's the up man. Agee pops out of there, picks up a first down up to the 32-yard line. They faked it to Jackson. There was a little bit of a lean that way by the Alabama defense, and Agee was gone. That's that kind of backdoor play that the University of Nebraska uses. Not exactly the same, but very similar to it. I think we're having some trouble with Frank's microphone here. I didn't hear him that time. It's Jackson carrying, and Alabama's defensive flow certainly to him, and they'll mark him down up around the 36. John Hand, Kurt Jarvis, Brett Zoll are the three down linemen with the backers of Mitchell, Davis, Godwin, and Bennett, and the defensive secondary of Robinson, Cooper, Turner, and Kendrick. There's a lot of youth in the Alabama defense.
But Keith, they can run. They very active, particularly Cornelius Bennett, number 97, who's already made All-American teams as we look at Bo Jackson's record for this year.
Washington on a little delay to Jackson. Maybe he got a half a yard. But leading that defensive surge was Lydell Mitchell, an outside linebacker, and Britt Cooper, the cornerback. And those corners are going to be on their toes all day.
Keith, in talking to the Alabama coaches, they made it clear that we're going to try to force Auburn into a passing game. We're going to play our cornerbacks as if they're linebackers and make them throw the football.
Trey Gaines is in, number 19. He's a wide receiver, replacing Middleton at that flanker or H-back. And Washington on 3rd and 6. Going to get nailed, but gets the pass away, and it's almost intercepted. There was double coverage on the intended receiver, Freddie Weigand. Weigand was out there by himself, and they had double coverage, and it was almost picked off by Freddie Robinson.
Auburn is not going to be successful throwing the ball if they wait until 3rd down. They're not an effective passing team, very limited patterns, nothing sophisticated, very basic. They must throw on early downs to have any success in the passing
Lewis
game.
Colbert is in to punt. Auburn's punting game very strong. Their net is 43-7. That is outstanding. When you net almost 44 yards, and that's why. He puts the ball up in the upper rafters. He makes the man make the fair catch. No returns, if possible. And Mike Shula now on the field to hold the trigger for the Crimson Tide. Gene Jelks will open at one halfback spot. He's a freshman, while the big fullback is a senior, Craig Turner. The wide receiver, Albert Bell, who has been a sensation for the Tide, big play man, and steady Greg Richardson will be the split end. You get involved with Bell, and all of a sudden, Richardson is gone.
There's Lewis Colbert, the great punter, #1 in the nation, NCAA. 45 yards per kick.
First down, Shula turns and hands inside to Craig Turner, and Turner with a move from about the 14 picks up a couple of yards. Thornton Chandler, the tight end, big target. David Johnson, Hoss is at 270 pounds. David Gilmer, 250 pounds at guard. Wes Neighbors, 250. Soleg at center. Bill Condon, 240 at guard, and a true freshman, 6'4", 275, Larry Rose at right tackle. Give him much more than 2 yards on that last carry. Give him close to 4, and make it second down and 6. The ball is beyond the 17. Bell goes in motion. That gives them 2 wides on that side. They stay with the ground game to Jelks, and Jelks takes a lick from Russ Carricker, the linebacker, a sophomore out of Americus, Georgia. It's Robinson, Rocker, Hallman, Williams, and Kelly. Thomas and Carricker, the backers. And the defensive secondary is Porter, Warren, Johnson, and Powell for the Auburn Tigers.
As we look at Ray Perkins, who's done a great job here at Alabama. The Alabama offense, Keith, has got to establish some passing along with their running to be successful.
They've now got 3 wideouts as Jelks comes out of the backfield and lines up out of the screen there. He's off the picture. He's so far out to the sidelines, and Shula drops to throw on 3rd and 5. Hums one. It's tipped incomplete. Look, I don't know if he wanted to go to Chandler. He had a man breaking deep down here, Jelks, but he couldn't get the ball to him, and Gerald Robinson, that big defensive end, reached up and swept it away.
Mike Shula has complete command of this offensive football team. He knows the offense, he understands the defense, but the ball was deflected. It was thrown too wide to Chandler, the tight end.
That's the kind of pass, though, that might be available. Chris Moore is in to punt. He's got a little cast on his left leg. He's got a cracked bone, but he nailed that one pretty well. And this is Trey Gaines returning the punt, coming back to about the 40-yard line. 55-yard punt by Moore and a 13-yard return by Gaines, and there's no score.
Tim Brandt back here at Legion Field behind the Alabama bench. Keith Jackson just mentioned the cast and the broken leg of Chris Moore, the Alabama punter. Here is Chris Moore. I talked to him before the game. It is a broken fibula. He says that is a bone that does not take a lot of the pressure when you put pressure on that leg, weight on that leg. It doesn't hold the weight. He said, as anything, it has helped his punting. He has tightened things up. He's not taking the long stride. Everything is more compact. He feels comfortable. It's that kind of game. He's playing with a broken leg. Keith?
Thank you, Tim. You look all spiffy out there in the sunshine today. It's Bo Jackson going wide and pinned down. Nothing doing. Brent Soule sliding along the line. And Soule at 255 handles Jackson at 222.
The Alabama defense is predicated on chasing the football up and down the line. Very basic. They just line up and play football, try to whip the blocker and pursue out the line. The strength of the defense, wide plays. Evidence on that last attempt by Bo Jackson.
Jackson has run it 3 times. Auburn's tried 1 pass. Gaines comes off the field. Middleton is back in as they blocking back at the flanker spot. Though he once in a while will be in that short zone for the pass. Jackson comes up the middle. And like a fallen tree, he's going to pick up on that play close to 8 yards before Joe Godwin brought him down.
A little bit of new offensive wrinkle, Keith, that we were looking for in this ball game. 2 tight ends and 1 running back in the backfield. Bo Jackson, what a great player to have back there. Had big room to run in, but the linebacker filled the hole. The purpose of the 2 tight ends, pin down Cornelius Bennett, the great defensive end of Alabama, make him play the blocker rather than freelance.
3rd down and 3 as Jackson did pick up 8 on that 2nd and 11. And down the line goes Washington, but he got tangled up. And nothing doing as Alabama's penetration will knock him down for a yard loss, and in comes Colbert again to punt.
Alabama defense continuing to line up with an 8-man front and cornerbacks up very close. daring, Keith. They're just daring Auburn to try to put the ball in the air, knowing that Auburn predominantly runs the football.
Colbert's first kick was a 51-yarder and no return. Gaines is the deep man. Not Gaines, Richardson. Greg Richardson. Two wide receivers, both return punts for both teams. Oh, they come after him. But he gets it out of there, and it's not quite the kick he had before, but the bounce is perfect. The bounce is down the field to the sidelines and out of bounds at the Alabama 6. He gets 47 yards out of it. And it was Cornelius Bennett that almost got it. Both coaches believe deeply in the kicking game, possessing the ball. Auburn's quarterback today, Pat Washington, as coach says.
Never been around a youngster with more class and more determination and more courage and confidence in me and confidence in his quarterback coach and in his teammates to handle being the starting quarterback as a senior, back to third team, and then when we called upon him to lead this football team, he stepped in and he's never ever said, I told you so or whatever.
Yeah, but he's on the sideline right now. Mike Shula's got the problems. Alabama's backed up on their 6-yard line. And that's exactly where Pat Dye would love to keep him most of the day. Surge by Gene Jelks is up close to the 10-yard line for a pickup of 4. And Alabama now is in a position where I don't think that they want to throw the football. As we told you earlier, Tennessee defeated Vanderbilt 30-0 to lock the Sugar Bowl trip, where they'll play Miami, and you'll see it New Year's night here on ABC.
Congratulations to Johnny Majors. Tremendous year after losing his starting quarterback, Robinson, and then Darrell Dickey coming in doing so well.
Second down, Alabama just short of the 10. Keep 2 men in the backfield. They've got 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the picture. Hand it off as a whistle blows to Craig Turner.
The right guard moved, Keith. The offensive guard moved, and that kills the play. They're dead right there. The play does not count. Keith, interesting to me about the Auburn defense, for the last 3 or 4 years under Pat Dye, they've been very aggressive, trying to intimidate. This year they got burned.
Dead ball, illegal motion on the offensive line.
Keith, they got burned against Tennessee, and they went back and regrouped, and they're playing basic defenses, very few stunts, and 3 deep in the secondary, just being as fundamental as they can be.
Alabama's concentration breaking a little bit now. Instead of having it up there at second down and about 6, they're looking at second down and close to 12. The ball coming back to the 5. Shula drops into his end zone and wants to throw. Gets his pass away to Bell, and he's got it at the 24. First down, Tide.
How beautiful can a completed pass be? Back from your own goal line, Al Bell, sensational receiver, goes across the backfield, and then he's going to get in behind the cornerback. There's what we call a 3-man vertical stretch. 1 deep, 1 middle, and Bell is right there. Touched the ball 36 times. 31 have either been a touchdown or a first down.
And the Tide operating with some room now out at their own 24. Shula drops. Little play action. Now gets it away. Bell again down the middle. He's not a gimme down the middle. He'll take the hit. After he took that lick from Kevin Porter, he still picked up another 2 yards.
Fake to the fullback. It holds the linebackers. They come up and play the run, and watch how wide open the receiver is. No one in front of him. Albert Bell, great speed, a real talent. Shows his toughness, concentration right here as Porter socks him from the rear, but holds on to the ball anyway.
Clay Whitehurst is in now, and Bell is out for a respite. And Alabama is at their own 42 for a first down. Shula on first down throwing, short zone. Got it right in between the backers. Complete to Chandler, the tight end.
Auburn was coming with a linebacker blitz. What do you want to do against this? You had the choice. You hit the tight end, Keith, your old man, that tight end right over the middle. Mike Shula read the blitz, hit the tight end for the quick game.
I remember from the Penn State game, Frank, if Chandler had made 2 catches in that ball game for Alabama, they'd have won the ball game.
Keith, as was the record of Mike Shula, and what a great year he has had. He's led this Alabama ball team through thick and thin.
Second down and 1. They go to turn of the fullback, and Big Craig, knees turning, driving up to the 46, and he's got another Alabama first down.
Keith, every good football team I've ever seen has a strong all-purpose fullback. They need it. They need him to make that yardage right up the middle on short yardage, be a good receiver if the occasion calls for it, and a blocker for the tailback. Turner has been great this year.
Impressive possession. They were back on their 5-yard line. Second down and 12. Now they are perched out at the 40, near the 47 with a first down. That's the 48 of, I'll get it right yet, the 43 of Auburn. Shula goes down the middle. Whitehurst makes the catch, looking back into the bright sun. Pulls it in at the 26-yard line.
A little razzle-dazzle. Shula's going to hand to the fullback. The fullback's going to turn and pitch it back to Shula. And Whitehurst, number 82, coming in front of the safety man and behind the linebackers. The strategy here is to hold the linebackers. When the fullback picks up the middle, the linebackers are held. Now Whitehurst is wide open. Look, nobody there. Shula right on the target. Finally, the linebacker, Kelly, makes the play.
Whitehurst is out, and Al Bell comes back in. Shula 4 out of 5. He's hit 4 in a row. First down, Alabama at the Auburn 26. They've got Bell in motion. Shula stays with the air game. He had Richardson wide open. Now he can go to the end zone, but he throws it away. He had Greg Richardson turning in front of Tom Powell, the free safety, but he didn't see him in time, and rather than risk the interception, he threw it in the seats.
We're here in the little booze, number 74. Tracy Rocker, just a freshman. Keith, he's the leading tackler. What a destructive football player he's been. He goes right through 2 blocks, and the stands were booing a little bit because the Alabama fans thought that Rocker, number 74, hit Shula a little bit late right there. You be the judge.
It's football. You're going to get
it's
hit.
Contact, that is right.
Second down and 10 from the Auburn 26. Pass incomplete. Greg Richardson in front of Jimmy Warren.
Boy, that was a great defensive play. When you change your philosophy on defense, when they get threatened to your goal line, man-for-man blitz. Right here you see Warren, number 45. Close the gap. Watch him close the gap. And Richardson should have come back to the ball, Keith. If he would come back to the ball, he keeps that cushion between the defensive back and the receiver, and he might have had a complete.
He'd have had his feet under him, and they had it open down the middle. But if they're fifth, third down and 10. Look out for Bell. He's in motion. Shula back. Looks for Bell. Bell's covered. Has to go to the other way. Turner out of the backfield. First down. Alabama inside the Auburn 15.
Oh, what a tremendous drive this is. Very impressive. Now Shula's back to pass there. The man in motion, Keith, makes the defense show they're playing man for man, but they forgot the fullback. Too many times the defense forget about that old fullback. And Turner has caught 22 passes coming into this ball game. That makes number 23.
I'll tell you, the man that helped mightily on the play was Bill Condon, the guard, who pulled back and he put Rocker on his back and gave Shula the time.
The quarterbacks are at the mercy of those good old linemen. You give them a kiss after that, Keith.
Ball is inside the 15. First down, Alabama. Timeout called by Alabama. So we've got 4 minutes and 46 seconds to play in the first quarter, and Alabama is on a march. Shula has been to the sideline. He's talked to Ray Perkins, and Ray calls the plays. He comes back now. First down at the Auburn 14. This a possession that started for Alabama at their own 5-yard line. Bell and Richardson are both wide. They go to the I formation. Jelks, the I back.
Oh, here comes the blitz, Keith.
They go to Jelks on the power sweep. And the freshman from Gadsden is down to about the 11. Edward Phillips, linebacker, filled that hole over there, drove in between the blockers, and got him.
You couldn't have a better play called. Alabama couldn't, that is, because of the blitz. Everybody's coming inside. Keith, you want to wall them off and pitch it to your fast back. But the speed of the Auburn defense moved out and held the game to a minimum.
Yeah, they don't give him the 11. The ball is just barely inside the 12. So let's call it second down and 8. Give it Jelks breaks one man at the line of scrimmage and goes down at the 6. Tom Powell, free safety, got him for Auburn.
The best play in college football for the last 10 years, Keith, has been the fake pass and run with a lead blocker. And Turner, the fullback, just laid a beautiful block right on the linebacker of Auburn, opening up the room for Jelks in a nice game.
All right, Jelks leaves the ball game now.
Alabama's going to have to take a timeout, Keith.
They need one more player out there, and finally they're going to get him. And I think they meant to keep Jelks in, so Gene got a little confused, and they spend the timeout. That's 2 now they have had to spend here in the first quarter. Because they only had 10 men, Jelks went out when he wasn't supposed to, as they made some situation substitutions with 3 minutes and 26 seconds to play in the first quarter and no score.
Alabama's lined up in the wishbone.
And it's 3rd down and 2, and I expected option play. They line up in the wishbone, but don't play out of it. The pass is thrown. It is caught by Whitehurst at the goal line, but they don't give him the touchdown, but he will have a 1st and goal.
Once again, close to the goal line, you change your philosophy and you play man for man. Back to passes. Shuley has plenty of time. With a Whitehurst coming right underneath, gets hit by Powell, the all-conference free safety, but holds on to the football. That was a great catch, Keith.
They're about a foot away on 1st and goal. Turner and Bobo, 2 fullbacks in the backfield. It goes to Turner, sweep right, walks in. Touchdown, Tide.
Somebody on defense busted the play, Keith. The man in motion got the cornerback to drop off, but when you pitch the ball and nobody shows up, you've done a great job of blocking, plus the defense has made one heck of a mistake.
Impressive march of 95 yards for the first touchdown of the day. Van Tiffin's try for the point is good. Ray Perkins in conversation with me last night, talking about the ball game, talked about these factors.
I think the 2 biggest keys in the game is not let them have something big, like a Bo Jackson running down the field for 40, 50, or 70 yards. And the other key is going to be how well our offense can do against their defense. Their defense is head and shoulders better than they were at this time last year, simply because they've got greater athletes. They've got better people on that side of the football, and they're playing on a higher level.
Well, his offense just went an official 94 yards on 13 plays using 5 minutes and 52 seconds, and they lead 7-0 as Van Tiffin kicks off. Drifting over toward a very short kick, making the exception is Sean Morris, and Auburn will start out beyond the 25. So that's pretty good field position for them.
Whitehurst, number 82, goes in motion to become a lead blocker to keep the cornerback from crossing the line of scrimmage and supporting. Porter, number 3, gets completely blocked out of the play, and it's a touchdown.
Penalty flag, I think, as a man on the right side of the line for Auburn got started a little too soon. And 2 flags pop out of the pockets of the officials, and I think that play will be nullified. Jimmy Harper, the referee, Pete Williams, George Shuford, Ed Dudley, John Bonney, John Fleming, and Charlie Horton are the officials for today's game.
Dead ball, illegal movement in the offensive line.
Alabama defense, Keith, and they know they're not going to stop Bo Jackson completely. They want to slow him down. As Ray Perkins said in that last interview, they've got to prevent him from the long run. Here are the keys plays and the plays on the last scoring drive. Beautifully done, led by Mike Shula.
1st and 15 from the 21 as Pat Washington calls the signals, goes to pass, fumble as he is sacked. Alabama jumps on it. The Tide recovers inside the 15. John Hand hit Washington solid, and the ball came flying loose.
John Hand happens to be 6'7", weighs about 275 pounds. He's had a hard time learning to really control his weight up until this year. He comes untouched, free. Nobody blocked him. Washington trying to throw on 1st down, looking the other way. He sacks him right, knocks him down right there. The ball goes out, and Alabama has it. Once again, the defense setting up a score.
I think it's Tommy Cole, a freshman nose guard, crawling, and finally fetching it. And the Tide's in business, just short of the 13-yard line. 1st down. Jelks on a sweep. And he'll pick up a yard.
Let's look at that sack again. Hand, number 78, is a tackle. Big, strong, good speed. Watch him close. Once he realizes he's free, boy, he turns on and accelerates past the blocking of the center, Tamburello, and makes the sack, causes the fumble.
Ball at the 11-yard line, second down. And here's Tommy Cole, who was crawling around amidst that melee to make the recovery. Big opportunity here for Alabama on the turnover. Shula has Bell coming back toward the snap of the ball. And Shula in the middle has to pull it down and runs to the 9. Auburn secondary covering well, and the pressure was coming from the outside, and Shula did the smart thing. He picked up whatever he could get, but he still owns the ball, and an Auburn man is shaken up on the play.
Keith, Shula shows us right here the poise, the knowledge, the feel, the sense of when to pull the ball down, where is the soft spot, and how much yards can I get up that middle and save the sack. That's the difference in the Mike Shula.
That's Gerald Williams coming off, incidentally, who is a horse.
The All-Southeastern Conference defensive end and their big pass rusher.
Third down. Ball just inside the 10. They can get a first down at the 3. Shula gets it away. And it's overthrown and intended for Jelks, and it'll bring up fourth down, and it'll bring in the kicking tee in the hand of Van Tiffen.
Once again, pressure forcing Mike Shula to throw the ball poorly. The one thing that you really need if you're going to defend against a good pass attack is some pressure. Not necessarily sacks, but some pressure to make him throw the ball before he wants to and off balance. Auburn put it on him, stopping the drive and forcing the attempted field goal.
Van Tiffen is perfect from this distance. It'll be 26 yards. He hasn't had the biggest kind of a year, but still a very effective year for him. Alabama on a record roll with conversions already. Van Tiffen's kick right through the uprights. And the Crimson Tide is out to a 10-0 lead with 1:03 to go in the first quarter. Ball is on the 40, and Tiffen watches it roll off the tee. So we'll start over with 1:03 to go in the Iron Bowl of 1985. They had minted a special coin for today's 50th ball game, designed by Art Roper and Gary Mullins. And the referee used it and passed it around to the players as mementos of an event they will never forget. Van Tiffen's jacked up, isn't he? He's got that leg swinging with velocity. Oh, my goodness. Fullwood was 3 yards deep in the end zone, hesitated, then decided to come out with it, and you can see the result.
Well, he who hesitates is lost, and that's never more true than on a kickoff.
Bad judgment.
Just don't hesitate. You're letting the defensive men get all the way down. The coverage are probably on about the 15-yard line when he starts right here from what? Four yards in the end zone.
Yep.
Where do we see the first defensive men? Right there on the 10-yard line. And the white shirts are there to greet him.
So that's where Auburn starts. First down. Their first down plays have been 1, 4, -1, -8 yards, and a fumble. And here comes Bo Jackson.
Is that gang tackling? Woo! Look at the white shirts. Pat Dye should look worried. One thing, Keith, that Auburn doesn't want to do is fall behind more than one touchdown because they're primarily a running football team. They're not a good catch-up team.
They give Jackson progress of almost 3 yards on that carry before he was pushed all the way back to the 5. So call it second down and 7. They give it up tight this time to the up man, Agee, the fullback. Agee will have advance to about the 15 before he is rolled back by 3 white shirts.
Keith, the momentum is so much in favor of Alabama. Those defensive people are swarming all over the Auburn offense. You get ahead 10-0 and you come out like this.
First quarter is over on a sunny day in Birmingham, and Alabama leads it 10-0. We move now to quarter number 2. Third down and 5 for Auburn, as Alabama leads 10-0. Bo Jackson 6 carries, 15 yards so far in the ball game. They need this one. They give it to Jackson. He busts to the outside and has. No, he does not have it. He hit the chalk about a step short of the first down.
Can't think of anybody I'd rather have the ball than Bo Jackson on that fake pass and run. Good block by the fullback. Take the ball back, hand it to him. Agee goes, number 30. No, Agee missed him right there. Forced Jackson to break to the outside. He's trying to get to that corner, but he couldn't quite do it.
And in comes Colbert now, and Alabama should have pretty good field position. But Greg Richardson, when he accepts this punt, is going to be looking right into a very bright sun, right into his eyes. Colbert's kicks have been 51 and 47, and it's a beauty. Oh, that's a dandy. He makes Richardson come all the way across the field, but Greg handles it at the 25 and turns it on. One man to beat. The kicker is the only man, and he does the job. Colbert got him out of bounds and saved the touchdown.
Keith, there's nothing prettier to me in football than a punt return. The key block is when they block out the number 41, Thomas, and let Richardson break inside the contained man. Then he turns it over. He's looking for help. Hey, Ref got one more blocker, but he doesn't have. And Count brings him down, stopping the touchdown.
And Bobby Humphries in the backfield behind Turner now. Turner has the ball, spins off one hit. He'll have a yard pick up on the play. We noted that Auburn had one of the best, if not the best, net punt game and stats coming into this one, where they're averaging 43.7 on net punting. Well, Greg Rich just messed that up. The punt was 56 yards, and he brought it back 61.
It wasn't quite as high a punt as Cowd had been kicking through the year. It was more of a line drive.
Second down, still close to 10. This time Humphrey gets it, and he will get to the 11. Gerald Robinson, defensive end, and Tom Powell, the free safety, the tackle.
We see by the stats that Alabama has dominated the first quarter, and I think the reason is that their game plan, mixing up the run and the pass, destroyed Auburn's ability to really resist on defense, and Alabama just picked them apart, plus the turnover giving them a field goal.
Right now, however, Alabama's looking at third down and 8, just short of the Auburn 11. And Van Tiffin's warming up. Blitz is on. They pick it up. Shula swings it out. Humphries got it, and Humphrey is nailed back at the 15. Boy, that's a good defensive play by Arthur Johnson, strong safety, and number 41, Pat Thomas.
You got to praise the Auburn defense. Twice their team has one turnover and one punt return put Alabama right in scoring territory, which would have put the game way up front for Alabama. The defense rallied, stopped them, and forced another field goal attempt.
.32-yarder. Van Tiffin has hit a 26-yarder. He pops this one right through there. And so Alabama's lead grows to 13-0. And so far, the Auburn offense has been stuffed. Van Tiffin will kick off for Alabama now. The Tide leading 13-0. He'll be kicking into a light breeze. Might hold this ball out of the end zone. Brent Fullwood made bad judgment last time, trying to bring it 4 yards, but this time he accepts it up at the 5-yard line, and still not all that much on a kick return as he is rolled up at the 19-yard line. And here's Tim Brent.
Keith, the mood down here on the Auburn bench is one of shock. Guys walking around talking to each other saying, can you believe this? Before the game, when I was talking to the players, they were almost giddy. It's Bo Jackson's birthday. They said, what adversity can happen on Bo's birthday? The weather is clear. It's Auburn weather. Right now, you mentioned that they're not a good come-from-behind team. They're in shock.
You can see why. That drive, that long march by Alabama was a dandy.
Took some starch out of the whole Auburn team.
First down from their 19. Washington, the quarterback. Pitches it back to Bo Jackson. Very slow developing play. Nothing, no deception in it whatsoever. And there is no gain.
And there was nobody blocked. And it wasn't Bo Jackson's fault. Alabama defense on the right side. Sowell and must have been Mitchell. And you can see play selection, 11-11. Boy, that's impressive for Alabama. And we said earlier, Auburn is just prefers to run the football.
Washington now has some time to throw and overthrows Trey Gaines. And number 55, a linebacker, had come all the way back, outside backer Derek Thomas. Come back to cover on that play, but the ball was well over the head of everybody.
The kind of pass to Washington was quarterback. He was the wishbone quarterback for 3 years, didn't throw very much. He's completed only 45% of his passes. His best game was 2 weeks ago against Georgia when he was 6 out of 12 for 122 yards.
We went into the Tennessee game with Berger and Walden as the alternating quarterbacks. With Washington, after that loss, moved into the job, and he's throwing now on 3rd and 10. Hit as he throws, and the pass is well short. And he takes a hard lick from Sowell and Jarvis. In his 3 previous kicks, Greg Richardson deep. He brought the last one back 61. Boy, that's a howitzer. Whoa. Greg runs all the way back to his 15 before he can turn back upfield. Trying to get outside, and he does, and he's got a wall. And he went out of bounds, I believe. They marked him at the 38-yard line as he tried to cut it back in, planted his left foot, and stirred up the chalk. That was a 65-yard punt by Lewis Colbert and a 22-yard return by Richardson. The combination of Mike Shula to Al Bell. I asked the quarterback what he thinks of this fancy wide receiver.
Well, Al's a guy that, you know, right off the bat when he came in, he just, you know, showed all of us what he's been showing the nation, what he's done this year. And, you know, he's been that way throughout the whole year. And I think the other receivers that have been here have caught on from what he's done. You know, his type of attitude, how he, you know, wants the ball on every play, his eagerness, the great hands he has, what he does with the ball after he catches it. He makes guys like me look good. You know, just knowing that if I can get it out there somehow, that you know, he's going to, you know, try his best to come down with it.
So let's see if that combination goes to work again. First down, Alabama, 38-yard line. Jelks is in there at the I-back spot. Has the ball. Speedster, freshman, trying to come outside, and does. And will have a first down as he crosses midfield to the Auburn 49, close to the 48.
Alabama receivers did a great job of blocking. The handoff pick right here. Jelks going to go around in. Kind of a surprise play. Good block there by Turner. And you see the wide receiver turning out on the man at the line of scrimmage. And Jelks has good eyes, vision, cuts inside for the game.
49 of Auburn, first down tied. They lead 13-0. Turner, the fullback, rolls to the 46, and there's a penalty flag.
Keith, while we were talking about the penalty, the Auburn coaches said to me yesterday, the one thing they couldn't afford in this ball game was if Alabama makes yardage running, we've got to force them into passing every down. That hasn't been the case. The Alabama running game has been successful enough to keep the Auburn defense off balance. There's the Tigers.
Holding an offensive line.
You can see the Auburn offense has been stopped completely by those figures.
The Golden Eagle.
We better wake this team up.
Tough-looking customer, isn't he? The penalty moves the football. A holding call moves it back to the 44 from the Auburn 49. So it's first down and 20 for the Tide. Shula bootlegs it out and keeps it, and will get to the Alabama 49 for a 5-yard pickup on the play. It is now second down and about 13. Got all day, goes all the way across the field from Whitehurst, but Clay had turned down and was not able to come back to it. That was almost a dump-off.
That's exactly what it was, Keith. The screen pass was called, and Auburn defense read it perfectly. Nothing there. So Shula just gets rid of it to avoid the loss.
And it brings up third down and 13. Miami out to a 13-0 lead over Notre Dame. Second quarter, game down in Miami. 5 minutes and 36 seconds to play here at Legion Field in Birmingham, and Alabama leading Auburn 13-0. Shula gets heat and goes down on the defensive charge of middle guard Harold Hallman. Hallman was playing tricks in the line. He moved out of his nose guard position that time, looped off the tackle, got it.
Hallman, the 94. That's what we call a twist. That Keith called it. The tackle comes inside, the nose guard goes outside, and he's free. He's completely free. Good quickness, not very big, but all Southeastern Conference last year.
Chris Moore is in for his second punt, 55-yarder, his first time today. Trey Gaines is deep for Auburn. No pressure on Moore. Didn't get all of it. Gaines comes up to the 23. And, oh, look at this. Trey Gaines found some daylight. And he breaks it all the way out to the 46-yard line where Mike Bobo brought him down.
Wide receivers have to sometimes take a beating on man for man. Right here you say Bivens, number 17, is wide receiver, and number 40, Johnson, comes across and hits him right there, and that's downfield. The ball hadn't been thrown, but I would say that's illegal. Even though the ball had not been thrown, I would say that's an illegal tactic.
Got 14 eyes and 22 players. Back goes Washington on
wide
first
open.
Down to throw, and he's got a man wide open, Weigand, and Weigand is thrown out of bounds at the 9-yard line of Alabama.
For some reason, the Alabama defense broke down, Keith. First down pass. We've talked about the fake in the backfield destroys the pass coverage. For some reason, Alabama disappears on pass defense. Nobody there. Look how wide open Weigand is. Nobody around. Finally, number 37, I guess that's Turner, knocks him out of bounds. Here's Bennett, number 97. Watch him try to rush the passer. Wallace, he finally gets away from Wallace, and he sticks Washington right there.
But the damage was done, and on first down and goal, it's Tommy Agee from the 9 to about the 7. Pickup of 2 yards on the play. That pass play from Washington to Weigand, good for 47 yards.
And a first down pass, Keith. Alabama's lulled into sleep, thinking, well, Auburn's going to run the football on first down. Good fake in the backfield. Receivers wide open.
I don't believe you're going to beat much of it. You're not going to beat a good football team anymore if you can't throw a little bit.
Got to throw some, Keith.
Second down and goal. Jackson. Touchdown, Auburn. Chris Johnson for the extra point. Low snap, handled well by the holder, Lewis Colbert. And the kick is good. And the Tigers are back in it.
When Bo Jackson gets his shoulders turned parallel to the line of scrimmage, watch out, because that means he can go right or left or straight ahead, and he has the speed and the power to do it. Touchdown result.
13-7 ball game now. Gaines' punt return gave Auburn its best field position for the start of a possession. A pass from Washington to Weigand, and now watch determination personified.
Oh, the Auburn offensive line just knocked them out of there, blew them out, opened a hole that Jackson went right through. When he saw that pay dirt, there was no denying it.
His fulcrum was lower than Vernon Wilkinson's.
Yes, low man wins, Keith. Low man wins.
Bobby Humphrey is deep. Chris Johnson will kick off for the Tigers. 6:04 to go in the first half. Well, that's a good kick. There'll be no return of that one. You wonder what Bo Jackson was thinking about? Well, let's ask him. Comment yesterday to Tim Brandt.
If I go out on the field with my mind on the Heisman, something could go wrong. And when I get out this tomorrow, I'll just block everything out and just concentrate on football.
He seems to have been successful to this point, doesn't he? Can't do it, though. One man can't do it. 20-yard line for Alabama now. They lead 13-7. Jelks and Turner set behind Shula. And this is Turner, the fullback. And he comes up to the 23, where Andre Bruce and Russ Carricker collar him.
Here's the Tigers scoring drive. Keith already mentioned the punt return, giving him a chance to get started, but the throwing on first down surprised the Alabama defense, and 40-yard completion, setting up the touchdown.
Second down, 7. Little delay, goes to Jelks, the speedster from Gadsden, and he's across the 30 to the 32, and a first down as Pat Thomas brought him down, and here's Tim Brandt.
Keith, on the Auburn extra point, Big John Hand, the defensive tackle for Alabama, went down. He got hit on the outside of his knee and pushed it inward. They've been looking at the knee. It's wrapped very tightly. They brought out some crutches. They're going to put it on ice. The doctors are still evaluating it, but Big John Hand, the man who's been putting the pressure on Auburn, is out right now with a sore knee.
Well, that would be a severe loss for their defensive front. Angelo Stafford, special teams player, was also hurt on that extra point try. Shula back to throw. Bell down the middle. Was it intercepted? Nope. They're going to say no. I thought Tom Powell had a hold of it because there was a massive collision in the air, and Powell seemingly came down with it. Another look.
Powell, 6 interceptions. Keith, I've never seen a better play by the safety man. He comes charging up there and knocks that ball loose, and I don't know who comes down with it. Maybe it falls to the ground.
Well, it's still rolling around.
Yeah, it's loose, rolling around. But the break on the ball by Powell was outstanding, at least 10 yards.
And it's second down and 10. Shula throwing again. Got some heat, ducks away from it. You look at that number 95, Gerald Robinson. You want to know why he's an all-conference player? You just saw an example of it right there.
Robinson had 9 sacks this season. Big and strong. He's bigger than most defensive ends in college football. 255 pounds, and when he comes from that outside, he's faster than offensive tackles and overpowers the back if he's assigned to blocking.
That rocker, though, there goes John Hand to the clubhouse. They're going to have a look at the knee. But Tracy Rocker, that big freshman 260-pounder, was in the bottom of that stack. What a huge loss that would be for Alabama's defensive unit if Hand can't play anymore today. Timeout is called by Alabama. That's the last one. They do not have any more remaining for this first half of play at 5 minutes and 59 seconds to go. Auburn has put themselves back into this game. And so Auburn spent a timeout hoping that they could force Alabama to the punt. Now the Crimson Tide will get 4 more snaps with 2 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the first half and leading 13-7.
Shula will be real careful with that ball, Keith.
Goes for Bell. Bell comes back to the ball and makes the catch, and a penalty flag is thrown as he tumbles down at the 29 of Auburn in front of Kevin Porter.
Porter, the defensive back, never played the football. All he was doing was playing the man, and Bell was still seeing the football. And once Bell went back to catch it, Porter couldn't do anything about it. Watch this. Carefully notice that the man-to-man coverage, Porter has his back to the ball. Watch what he does. As Bell looks for the ball, Porter should come back and make the play. But Bell never tips it off. Now Porter turns, but his momentum takes him on past the ball, and the great Al Bell jumps up and catches it.
38-yard pickup, first down Alabama, Auburn 29, 2 minutes to go, first half. Shula checking off. Gives it to Jelks. And he gets to the 25.
Alabama does not have any more timeouts. And a field goal here would be a big play, would put Auburn two scores behind, either 2 touchdowns or
that little dump pass to Turner just blew everything up in the Tigers' face, didn't it?
It sure did. Great call, knowing that Auburn was going to rush the pass and set up the screen perfectly.
Second down, 6.
Blitz.
From the 25. They show blitz. Pass is away. The pass is thrown short. Third down and 6. Shula's in trouble. Down the middle, and he's incomplete. He was trying to force one to Greg Richardson. He wanted Bell, But Bell had gone to the far corner of the end zone, and Mike would have had to throw the ball the better part of 40 yards to get it to him. And besides that, there was a blue shirt right with him. In comes Van Tiffin now, and he'll put his kicking tee down at the 32, and it'll be a 42-yarder. He's hit one from 26 and one from 32, and he's 7 out of 13 between 40 and 50 this year. The holder is Larry Abney. Kick is and it's good. 1:02 to go in the first half of play. But the big play was that third down and long to the fullback Turner, wasn't it?
The screen call.
Just a little dump.
Yep.
Little things add up to the big sum. Van Tiffin pops this one straight up in the air. It is bobbled by Auburn, but they finally cover it. Washington going to throw it on first down to the sideline. Did he catch it?
Yes.
Freddie Wagan comes up with it. There was an Alabama man, Freddie Robinson, diving for it. And Wagan shows good hands on this one. Great concentration.
Throwing for the boundary. The pass is a little bit delayed, and you can see Robinson, as Keith mentioned, coming right in front. Had a shot at the interception.
Couldn't get out. Auburn with a timeout left. 45 seconds to go first half. Washington unloads it to the sidelines the other way, and it is good to Trey Gaius, a junior from Cairo, Georgia, and he caught it in front of Vernon Wilkinson.
Down and out. How do you go down the field? A two-minute offense. Try to hit the sidelines and put one foot in bound as he has possession of the ball. Perfect. Very legal. Stops
and
the clock.
It's resting at the Alabama 49 with 39 seconds to play in the first half. Bo Jackson not in the lineup. Washington throwing. Has a man. Gaius threw it too high. My goodness, he had him open.
Keith, if he'd have hit that particular pass, they'd been well within the field goal range.
Second down and 10. Getting good pass protection down the middle. Gaius got it wide open inside the 25, down to the 23. At 27 seconds to go in the first half.
Beautiful, beautiful throw by Washington. Right over the middle. Gaius didn't break stride. He protected the ball as he got some rough treatment from the secondary of Alabama, which is what they're schooled and taught to do.
You got 27 seconds to play in the first half, and Auburn has just spent its last time out.
All right, Keith, let's talk about the field goal kicker of Auburn, who's had a rough year.
Yeah, but you've got time to throw the ball in the end zone.
Oh, yeah,
twice.
I'm not going to the, I'm down the line a little bit. I'd like to get that. I don't want to come away from this without at least a field goal. 27 seconds and no timeout. It means if they make another first down, they'll probably use the old stop the clock play and then call another play for the touchdown, and if they can't make it, get the field goal. But they need one more completion.
Well, if they were to kick it at this point, it'd be 41 yards.
That's Jack Crow. Pat Dow on the right, talking to him on the right of the camera. Oh, Jack Crow is the offensive coordinator up in the booth, 4 out of 9 for Washington, talking to him, telling him what to do. Not only this play, Keith, but he's got to explain to him what our plans are going to be.
Got to call two plays right here, because you got if the first one doesn't work, then you got to hustle. And has Jackson gone back? No. Bo Jackson's a pretty good pass receiver.
Well, they have a slip screen to Jackson. He averaged 24 yards of reception on it against Georgia, the first ones they've thrown to him this season. Oh, man-for-man blitz. Here comes the blitz. Wow,
got him, too. Whoa, did they get him? Wayne Davis, 6'4", 210 from Gordo, Alabama.
Boy, that hurts. It takes them into a very long field goal, even though they can stop the clock here.
Clock running, 12 seconds to go first half. Washington stands up, flips it, and it's incomplete. That kills your clock. And now you're talking about field goal. You're talking about a big baby. You're talking about a cannon.
Well, he's got a little bit of wind help coming from right to left, kind of a quarterly wind, it seems, Keith. Yeah, that's a 50, 40, 50-yard about.
Right, that's 49. They put it down on the 39, so he'll go from 49. He's 2 out of 3 between 40 and 50. Lewis Colbert holds it, gets it down. Chris Johnson hits it. A lot of leg on it. It's good. He hit it. And the first half is over. That's the longest kick in his career. 49-yarder. to make your halftime score Alabama 16 and Auburn 10. The Auburn Eagle, and they go to great pains to remind you that it is not the Auburn War Eagles, it's the Auburn Tigers. The battle cry is War Eagle. And Alabama now with the ball on 2nd down and 7. The ball out near the 6-yard line. Neither team scoring in the 3rd quarter. This is Craig Turner trying to find some daylight. He does to the 10. Jimmy McMahon still laid up. Steve Fuller gets the call of quarterback for the Bears. Blitz is on. They bounce it outside with Jelks for a big gain. He may go. It is a foot race. Powell is going to save the touchdown. Tom Powell had just enough of an angle to bring the freshman down, so everybody in Gadsden jump up in applause.
What a tremendous run. Fake pass and run. The lineman stepped back and let the blitz go all inside. The secondary are playing man for man, and when that happens, watch out. Where's the defense? Where is the defense? They're playing man for man. There's a tremendous block downfield by the wide receiver, which let Jelks go another 15 yards.
He's only a freshman, and he's the leading ground gainer in the ball game. 119 yards. First down at the 49, and here comes Bobby Humphrey, another freshman running back from Birmingham, and he slashes down to about the 40. Where'd they put him? 42.
Look at this stat for the Crimson Tide. Have not lost a 4th quarter lead this season. That means that they play hard in the 4th quarter, Keith. They know what they're doing. They don't give the game up. They don't by turnovers. They play smart football.
That stat you said that Alabama never lost a 4th quarter lead can't be right, because Georgia gained the opening game.
But they came back. They came back and won. They lost it, but they got it back. When the game was over, they were ahead.
Don't confuse me. I got enough trouble with 100 football players.
They are playing a lot of numbers in this ball game.
They ruled it first down for Alabama, and it's at the Auburn 41 after the measurement. 13:45 to play in the game. Alabama touchdown here would be so big you couldn't hardly count it.
The 3rd big test for the Auburn defense coming up, Keith.
First down, and Shula wants to throw it.
Going right by Porter.
Richardson's down there, and it's intercepted in the end zone by Kevin Porter.
Richardson went right by Porter, but the ball hung into the wind. That's the advantage of having the 4th quarter. Wind to your back. Fake of the running play. Richardson running the streak pattern. Porter, number 3, has been beaten on the play momentarily, but the ball's held up. He comes back and intercepts it, and Auburn has it at the 20.
Auburn's ball, first down at the 20, and the Tigers' running game today has been pretty quiet, averaging 326 on the season. Today they picked up 75. They trail 16-10. John Hand back in the game as Alabama now sends its aces in, trying to contain Auburn on its end of the field here in the 4th quarter with 13:15 to play in the game, and Bo Jackson will have a couple of yards on that carry.
If Auburn is going to win, Keith, it's going to have to be by a long run by Jackson or some passing by Washington. I just don't believe they can drive the ball down without some passing against this Alabama defense.
Jackson carried 19 times, and A.G. Washington Fullwood total of 7. Jackson again. There he goes. And he's close to his first down.
I'm sure that Auburn will be thinking about somewhere in this 4th quarter, if they don't get a touchdown, some trick play. On that last play, a little misdirection. Here's Bennett, number 97, right here. They're going to get him right here with a fullback and the center. That is a fairly good double team block, particularly with the quarterback going in the other side of the field, or the halfback with the ball, I should say.
Just short of his first down. 3rd and 6 inches. They give it to the up man, Reggie Ware, in there at fullback, 240-pounder from Huntsville, and he gets the first down. Just pure brute strength, outmassed the 33.
This Alabama defense has been effective all season long, playing just basic lineups, not anything fancy. Seldom do they blitz. They change philosophy only if you get down to the threat of the goal line.
Jerry Pate over there, an Alabama grad. Jerry's over there guarding the yard marker here. Make sure they do right. Says he's about ready to go back on the pro tour. Finally solved the cartilage problem in his shoulder. They give it to Jackson. Jackson running with abandon now is close to another first down.
One thing that Jackson's doing, Keith, he's getting a little momentum from the offensive line, giving him a chance. He has had very little opportunity to make any cuts. But watch, once again, right here, Bennett, number 97, away from the play. You don't give up. You don't give up. Anybody on the football field has a chance to make the play if they want to. Bennett falls back in and helps with a tackle.
It'll be second down and not more than a yard, probably a little less than. They go back inside with the big fullback. Wagey is back in the game now, and Tommy will have the first down for the Auburn Tigers. So, well, the Grunts have it right now, don't they? They're pounding it out. The infantry is marching.
Now, this is Auburn style. This is what they'd like to do. Never put the ball in the air. They only threw 5 touchdown passes and ran for 33. That shows you how dominant they've been running the football.
And average is out about 4-1 on the season. 4 runs to 1 pass. Jackson again. He's got 9 more yards.
The one thing that the coaches say about Bo Jackson is that he can use power or he can use the moves, and his instincts tell him what to use right there. As Godwin, number 90, the linebacker, hits him head on, but Jackson continues for extra yardage.
Got 9. Second down, a half a yard. Oh, they're just pounding at him right now. Fullback again goes into the middle, and AG again has a first down for Auburn. And this time, Alabama is going to see that football put down around their own 39-yard line. I think now they got to do a little stunt and twisting or something.
That's right, Keith. You beat me to the punch. I think the change of philosophy of Alabama, either this series or no later than the next, they're going to have to make something happen. Bo's now gone over 100 yards with not much blocking. Believe me, he has not had the amount of blocking in this game that he's had all season long.
Call it the Alabama 38. Jackson again. You see him start right, come back left. We got a heck of a block over there from number 75, Steve Wilson, and away he went.
Keep 2 tight ends. You block everybody across the line. All good runners know that if you cut back against the grain, there are very few people over there because the majority of the defense have chased in the direction you start. Jackson is great at cutting back, picked up another first down.
So he's got 115 yards.
And so much for my theory that they're going to have to throw.
Fullback AG. And he very well may have another Auburn first down, and they're just tearing the middle of the Alabama defensive front apart right now.
Well, Pat Dye, as we said earlier, was an offensive and defensive guard at 190 pounds. This is what he believes football is all about. The fourth quarter, if you run the football consistently, you can win the games most of the time running the football in that fourth quarter. You wear down the opposing team's defense.
8 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the football game. Alabama leading 16-10. Washington is sacked on a first down passing call. Washington is sacked by Cornelius Bennett.
How many times have we seen and talked about over the course of the season when a great player has to rise to the occasion and make the play? The great player, when everything looks bad, he makes the sack. Cornelius Bennett threw him for a loss.
Bennett just called a timeout at 8:27 to go in the game. Close to a 10-yard loss on the sack by Cornelius Bennett. Auburn has the ball now back at the Alabama 26. They've got to go close to the 7 of Alabama to get the first down. So you're looking at the better part of 19 yards on second down. Cornelius Bennett, after the sack, immediately called timeout. The entire defensive team went to the sidelines. Let's see if they change their defensive tactics now.
Double covering receivers.
Washington back to throw on second and long. Loops it up to the sidelines, and it is incomplete as number 14, Freddie Wagan, was trying to come back to the sidelines in front of Kermit Kendrick.
When you have a player like Cornelius Bennett, number 97, you tell your offense, whoever's blocking on him, you better do the job. Number 75, the offensive tackle comes right out there. Steve Wilson does a nice job and drives him all the way around the pass.
And Wilson has made 3 big blocks in this possession for Auburn.
He's playing for the injured Wallace, who got hurt in the second quarter, who's been their starting left tackle. Man for man, Keith, the blitz.
Third down and 19, the blitz coming, dumped off. Jackson's got it, got blockers in front of him. Jackson is inside the 10, dives to the 5. First and goal, Auburn. Jan Cowart, the right guard, Auburn, is down on the field and hurt. Coming down to throw a block in behalf of Jackson's effort.
Pat Dye told me that he put in the slip screen for Bo Jackson against Georgia. He caught it twice for 48 yards. Here it is, a slip screen where he takes the block on the end, goes out and catches the ball with a couple of blockers out in front of him. Now he's turned down the field. Poor old Vernon Wilkinson's got to shake the blocker, wake in, and makes the tackle. That's a sensational play.
It is first down and goal, Auburn. Ball just inside the 5. This the 13th play of this possession, which started back at the Auburn 20. Ball goes to Bo Jackson. He slants it over the left side and fakes to the 3. You've got 7:56 to play in the ball game. Alabama leading by 6 points.
How many great defensive stands have we seen in recent years by the Alabama team? We can think of some great ones.
I want to ask you a question before you get too involved with that.
Okay.
It's been a sellout drive by Auburn. I mean a sellout, gut-tough march, right?
Absolutely. Pat
a lot of time to play in the game. Art, suppose they go ahead and score here and get a 1-point lead. Alabama's got a lot of time to work with.
Yes, they do. With Mike Schuler, we've seen him come from behind many times.
This is Washington throwing into the end zone, man wide open, and he missed him. Number 82, Jeff Parks, the tight end. But let's suppose that Alabama could come back and get a point or two out of a field goal or something. The Auburn offense now has worked so hard. What's left?
Well, Washington, the quarterback, all catch-up drives are determined by the ability of the quarterback. Let me tell you, that was a tough call for Pat Dye to make. After Jackson picks up 2 yards, that's respect for the Alabama defense to throw the ball. A running team throw the ball on 2nd and 3.
Third down and goal from the 3. Washington down the line, dives, didn't get there. He got close. It is now 4th down, and they need a half a yard. Vernon Wilkinson denied Washington the goal line with help from Joe Godwin. And now what do you do?
Well, we remember last year when Auburn had 4th and 2 feet on this part of the field, too, if I remember right, Keith, and they ran the play and didn't make it. Alabama winning. They're going to go for it. If they could just give it to Bo Jackson over the top, he might score with it.
Well, Jackson is not the blocker in this one. Jackson is the runner. They've got a power eye left. And Auburn calls time. They thought they were going to get dinged that time, either by the clock time running out or by having a 12th man. They have 1 timeout remaining. Number 87, Middleton, was sprinting off the field. But as you look at the 25-second clock, it shows a big 0. Well, the entire Auburn offense coming to the sidelines for a visit, having spent their 2nd timeout. And now they come back.
Here's the big play, Keith.
Cowart's out of there. Jackson dives. Touchdown! tied with 7:03 to play in the game. Chris Johnson now. 24, perfect. Missed it. Penalty flag.
But Keith, it looks like somebody had 12 men on the field.
Back judge has to count him. He's the man that counts, right?
Absolutely.
He threw the flag.
If they throw the hands up over their head like that, that is 12 men on the field. That is that signal.
It's got to be Alabama, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. They know he signaled Alabama with 12 people. They're the ones that are likely to have 12 because of offense. It's hard to get 12 men lined up, but it could happen. Nope. Penalized a yard and a half. Had
Johnson's first miss of the season. Now he gets a reprieve.
We saw this, 2 years ago, Air Force and Notre Dame missed the extra point under the same circumstances, and Notre Dame had 12 men.
He nailed that one, and again, penalty flags are down. Look out. 2 flags back there in the end zone.
I believe it's the same penalty. Keith, if it is, it'll be assessed on the kickoff. Yep, they still had 12 out there.
Can you believe it?
That's a record.
Here's Jackson for the touchdown.
Keith, I was going to say, I don't think there's enough blocking for the average back, even a good back, to get in there. There's penetration by the Alabama team. Jackson leaves his feet right there, and all he has to do is break the goal line plane, an imaginary plane up from the goal line up. Evidently, he broke that plane. Touchdown, 17-16.
Successive calls of 12 men on the field against Alabama gives Johnson a second shot at an extra point that he had missed. He made the second try. Alabama is penalized 15 yards, and they will kick off from the Alabama 45. Chris Knapp pops it in the air. Alabama's going to fumble it around, and Auburn's got a chance to get it. Ball goes out of bounds. Whoa, whoa. Alabama will have it.
Keith, I think that's a brilliant call by Auburn. They execute what we call a deep onside. Since they're kicking off from the 45, you kick it high across the field, giving your men a chance to get down there. Should they juggle it, you ought to have the ball, but the Auburn players overran it. Number 41, Thomas, could have gotten the ball, but his feet slipped out from under him. The ball goes out of bounds and belongs to the receiving team.
Alabama needs a little composure right here.
Well, Mike Shula has done it before, and he's the man that put...
A lot of time, 6 minutes and 58 seconds, and the ball is out at the 11. Jelks and Turner behind Shula. Bell in motion. The ball goes to Jelks, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage and loses a yard. Tracy Rocker and Russ Carricker.
Tracy Rocker did the damage, Keith, and remember, he's just a freshman. I've never heard of a freshman lineman leading a team in tackles. 87 coming into this ball game. That is a first as long as I've been associated with college football for a freshman tackle to lead the team in total tackles.
It's probably another one of those 18-year-olds, 260 pounds.
Number 74, right there.
Loss of a yard, second down, 11 at the 10. Does Alabama dare throw here?
Yes.
Shula will. Sideline pattern. Bell, fingertip catch. Penalty flags are down. Let's see about the flag. The catch was good for a first down, but I think when Richardson came downfield, he got nailed, and that's what drew the flag. There's a holding call.
Keith, that's a great call.
They're holding Richardson, but Bell makes the catch for the first down anyway, so they'll decline the penalty.
This is what they did to Richardson, number 17. They're playing man for man. Number 6, Bivens, grabs his shoulder with his left hand. That is flagrant. Flagrant penalty right there. Now, watch the catch of Bell. I don't think that I've ever seen a better catch. Watch him right here. The ball is overthrown. He catches it over the shoulder, gets hit, hold on to it.
Here comes Jelks up the middle, pops it big, it's a foot race to the corner. He's on his way. Howell's got a shot at him. Closing ground, touchdown, no flags. 74 yards.
Keith is no substitute for speed. Remember when Ray Perkins told us before the Georgia game, the speed that this young man had was something special. He had an extra gear, something that most backs don't have, that acceleration through the line and another gear to outrun the Auburn secondary.
Well, he totals 192 yards today on 18 carries, and Alabama is back in front 22-17.
How do you describe? Good blocking, lets him cut back. Once again, the great runners, they cut back because most of the Auburn defense was coming in this direction. When he once cuts back, there was not an Auburn player over in that direction. Powell tries to get there, but he couldn't do it. But what's the key on this play? The block of the tight end. Let's see what happens on this play. Chandler, number 81, blocking number 95, Robinson, the all-Southeastern. This is a long, sustained block because of delayed play. He opens up that hole right there, lets Jelks accelerate through the hole, turns it into what I guess you'd have to call an afterburner, Keith. And now Alabama has the lead.
Well, it looks like they're going for two.
Well, with a
they'll give them an increment of 7 here.
That's right.
And if Auburn should score, they would have to go for 2, and they're definitely going for 2. Bobby Humphrey is in the backfield with Craig Turner. And they bring Al Bell back toward the ball, and Shula wants to throw it. They throw it. Ball is caught, but it is caught short of the goal line by Humphrey as he had to stretch out to bring the ball down and had no way to get his balance when he fell down a yard short of the goal line, and it's missed. But what a run by Gene Jelks.
Oh, boy.
Whoa, what a ball game.
It's been a great ball game. I was just fixing to say what great game the Auburn defense, since the first quarter, the Auburn defense has just played sensation. Sensational by stopping two penetrations and forcing the field goal.
Still 5:57 to play, but Auburn would be hard-pressed to march like they did the last time. Van Tiffen kicks it. Wynn's going to knock it down up the field for Fullwood at the 10 to the 20, 30, and thrown out at the 30. All right, it's first down Auburn, trailing by 5 points at the 30-yard line. 5:50 to play in the game. Give it to Jackson. And Alabama grudgingly will give him 4. Wayne Davis, the leader on that defensive play, and it was Wayne Davis that was flying over the top of the goal line stand on the 4th down jump by Jackson. Davis almost denied him.
One of the most underrated football players in the Southeastern Conference. 115 tackles this year for the Alabama team. Leads the team. 6'4", good movement, good competitor.
Jackson, 26 carries, 118 yards on the day. That Sparks, the tight end, going in motion. Washington drifts off after a little play action and zips it. Got a man. Pass is good. Caught by Weigand. Freddie Weigand got loose over there, the sophomore from Gadsden. Oh, we got a lot of Gadsden folks in this ballgame.
Let me tell you, Keith, the ball was thrown before Weigand makes his cut. Washington is rushed. The ball is already on the way, which is the toughest pass to throw in football. Now Weigand comes back and catches that ball and steps out of bounds.
And it's first down Auburn, just short of the Alabama 45.
Brigham Young would have been proud of that throw interception.
Middleton in motion. Jackson with the ball. Pounds into the middle. And picks up about 4 with 4:55 to play in the ball game. 22-17 Alabama. Auburn going to the lead 17-16. Alabama caught twice successively with 12 men on the field. Johnson had missed the extra point, which would have left it a 16-16 tie, but they got the second chance and he made it. And then Jelks blew it 74 yards to put Alabama back on top. And it's second down and 6 now as Jackson has the ball going right. Vernon Wilkinson, number 38, is on top, but there's another man under the bottom, Todd Roper. Third down and 4 for the Auburn Tigers. Washington looked like a broken play, but jukes his way out of it and turns in a first down for Auburn as he found some daylight on the right side and got down to the 32.
If you called it right, it was a broken play. The ball was to be handed off to the fullback. Washington on his spin didn't get back turned fast enough, and all he had to do, watch it right here, you'll see the reverse turn, supposed to hand to the fullback, he misses it. So then he goes right back out the back door. Good quickness, good presence of mind, first down.
Jackson. Bennett slowed him a little bit, and then they get some help. But again, it's one of those plays where he disappears in the crowd. Everybody gets up and dusts themselves off, and he's got 4.
Keith, yesterday, Pat Dye called me and he said, I've got to see you. It's very confidential. If you promise not to tell anybody, I'll give you a story. And I said, well, what is it? He said that Bo Jackson broke 2 ribs against Georgia. He didn't want to use it for sympathy or any other thing. But if I wanted to use it during the ball game at the right time, the doctors okayed him to play, but he's playing with 2 broken ribs.
Surely no more than cracked.
So they're broken. Hanson, too. He told me that. Hey.
Washington runs away from the trouble. Washington takes a mighty blow and will get up slowly as Todd Roper, the linebacker, got him in his sights and leveled him. But again, that Washington has picked up yardage down close to the 23-yard line.
The one thing is, I repeat, you've got to block Bennett if you're going to throw the ball. In a passing situation, number 64, the Auburn right guard, Lott's going to come out. Watch him take him on. Right there with the shoulder, hands legal right there, right on his chest, not in his face, but on his chest. Keeps him right out of the play.
3rd down, they need a yard and a half. Jackson going after it, hit behind the line of scrimmage, bounces outside and gets the first down as he gets inside the 20, and penalty flags as we get a late hit. Kermit Kendrick, number 27, the free safety, flying across the field, nails Jackson out of bounds, and there's a flag on it and a big call against the Tide right here.
When a great back goes into a designated area with a ball, Keith, and there's nothing there, he knows he has speed, and so he breaks outside and makes the first down. To the top of your screen, the ball is handed to Jackson, no yardage, right there. Now what do? I've got speed, I know that. I break outside, outrun Turner, number 37, run over Robinson, number 21, for the first down.
And there's the foul. Number 27, Kendrick, coming across, hitting him out of bounds.
Knocked him right up on top of the fence. What a ball game, Keith. Two good football teams.
Now 1st down and goal, Auburn. The ball is on the Alabama 8 after the penalty.
This is no gimme either against this Alabama defense.
Agee, the fullback, to the 6.
Good defense by Alabama right here. Once again, Bennett comes right into Middleton and stands him up. Now he's going to look for the ball carrier. Escape the blocker, strong enough to reach in, grab the fullback, and prevent him from falling forward.
2nd down and goal at the Alabama 6. Jackson to the 1. Whoop, he almost got in there. Pure brute strength.
He has, to me, the best combination of power and speed that I've ever seen in college football.
His second half making the telephone pole close.
Look at the distance. 2 downs right there. Look at the clock. Of course, Auburn wants to score, but they don't want to give that Mike Shooter too much time.
Field goal won't help them. They trail by 5. Got a minute to play in the ball game. Agee out, Ware in. Where's the 240-pounder? Has it. Touchdown! Pound fullback had just come into the ball game. He was cold. They gave it to him anyway, and he just blew it into the end zone.
Well, that's confidence in you. And Ware, Keith said he's their muscle man, straight ahead. Boy, the best play in football, as old Paul Brown used to say, is the one that runs straight ahead. Not many things can happen to you, but that offensive line of Auburn has done some great job.
They're going for two. Auburn leads by one. They're trying to get two here as Washington drops back to pass. Ball is slapped away by Cornelius Bennett. They were trying to swing it out to Bo Jackson. Bennett stayed at home and knocked it down. Auburn leads by one with 57 seconds to play in the ball game. Bo Jackson, 142 yards on 31 carries, 2 touchdowns. Gene Jelks, 192 yards on 18 carries, 1 touchdown. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining. Chris Johnson kicks off high and deep back into the end zone, and Humphrey will have no chance to return it. And Alabama's ball now a first down at the 20 with 57 seconds to play. Shula and company worked the miracle against Georgia in the opening game Labor Day night. He's got the same opportunity right now, but he's going into a light breeze. It seems enough of a breeze to affect the ball, especially if it's up. Auburn leading 23-22.
The last time Shula went deep, it was intercepted on first down.
Van Tiffen is the man. If they can get it within his range. He has kicked a 42-yarder today. He has missed wide left from 52 yards with the wind. They've got Jelks out. Shula back to throw. Pretty good protection. Passes away. Almost intercepted. Intended for Thornton Chandler, the tight end, but there were more blue shirts around the ball, and Chandler was off balance and probably would not have caught it under any circumstances. And there's your time remaining.
Auburn has the decision to make. On this part of the field, you don't change the philosophy. Stay in a zone defense. Don't play the victory defense. At this time, Mike Shula's too good. Deepen your linebackers. Make them catch everything inside and in front of your linebackers if you can.
Second down and 10 from the 20. You got to look for Al Bell. He's drawing double coverage. Down the middle goes Bell. Shula running for his life. Ducks away from one. Can't get away from all of them. They suck him back on the 12. Pat Thomas and Harold Holman.
Kelvin Porter, number 3, has been the hero of this fourth quarter. Intercepting Mike Shula before and covering Al Bell man-to-man to where Shula had nowhere to throw the ball.
Alabama has called the timeout. Alabama has had its talk. It is third down at their own 12. They've got to go to the 30 to get a first down. 37 seconds to play. They trail by 1. Auburn's defense playing deep center field. Shula's pass lofted to Jelks. Jelks on the run to the sidelines, kills the clock. That was a pretty good catch by that freshman running back. 29 seconds to play, and the ball comes out now to the 26. It'll be fourth down and 4.
Little twist by the Auburn defense right there, trying to get some pressure, and Shula floats the ball perfectly. As he steps up, he lays it out, lets Jelks run under it. He doesn't break his stride, and he gets on out of bounds.
4th and 4. This is it for Alabama. Double reverse. Al Bell coming around the corner, has the first down. Shula threw a heck of a block for him, and Bell's out of bounds at the Alabama 46-yard line with 21 seconds to play.
The quarterback on the reverse, number 11, has to make the key block. He gets outside the contained man. Now he's to block him. He can't clip him. He's got to wait for him to turn. He uses great judgment as I can't see the number, 95, maybe Robinson or Rucker. I couldn't see. Now Bell goes down the field, similar to what Penn State did to Alabama team, run that reverse play.
They've got a first down at their 46. If they get down around the Auburn 40, Van Tiffen's got a shot at it. No pressure on Shula, zips it, and it is incomplete. The pass intended for Greg Richardson. 15 seconds to play.
Tom Powell, the safety, has 6 interceptions, and here's a good reason why. He's a senior, confident. He breaks up on this ball. Keep watch him come all the way up in front of him right there. And it could have been interference by Bivens, number 6, coming from behind. Just a close call.
Second down and 10. Again, I'll say to you, they've got to get to the Auburn 40.
For a field goal attempt.
They have no timeouts remaining. Yes, they've got to be around the 40 for Van Tiffen to have a decent shot at it. Got to go to the sidelines. They have no timeouts. If he throws it down the middle, it won't help a lot. Richardson's got it. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does at the 35. And 6 seconds to play in the ball game. And here comes Van Tippen. With 6 seconds, he's in the game.
My heart won't stand it.
He missed a 52-yarder earlier, wide left with the wind. This is 52 yards into the breeze. Not strong, but there's some. The kick is up.
It's long enough.
It's long enough. It is up. He made it.